what we will cover in this segment is how to add the data points to the VoterIQ system. Essentially, the data points need to be added prior to any type of work on the project that you're working on. So regardless if you're uploading data from an outside file to be appended, or if you're doing the individual voter data entry on the actual screen through the VoterIQ system, you'll need to have the data points already entered and created into the system. So what we'll do is walk you through the process of how to create these. Just highlight data points over here on the left side. We'll click the green plus for new, and you'll get your screen to enter in the name, and then the field name, which is essentially the column header that you have in your outside file. This is what will be listed in the data itself, especially on output of data. And if you're not sure what the field name will be on the file, if it's early in your process of the project itself, you can enter in a field name here and then go back at a later date and click on the edit button after you've highlighted the particular data point and edit that name. So at that time, whatever you decide to name it, you can always change it. So we've got our field name, now we're adding our description. And then we have type, which these are the value types that you have, the options that you can choose from for this field. The multiple options is like a yes, no, maybe, undecided, true, false, any types of variables that you may have. It's just a multiple option select. And then you enter in those values exactly as they would appear in the data itself. Text is if you're uploading data from an outside file or you're doing manual data entry, the text field will just enter in that information as is. The email field will pull at least one character, the @ sign, at least one character, a period, and then at least one character. So it has to be in some kind of recognizable format, in an email format, in order for that data to be entered into the system. If you have an outside file and you're uploading it and someone mistakenly put a web address rather than an email address, it would not import that information because it did not meet that basic criteria. And then for phone, we have several options to be able to select from on that. It will input the information as is. The variables that could be included from an outside file can be the parentheses around the area code, dashes in between the area code and the exchange, and the last four numbers, spaces, and any of those types of situations that you have on the phone number data entry. So for our example, it will be a multiple option select, and then you'll see the option for the values down here. We're going to use 3 different values that will appear in the data. So we'll click on the green plus, and we'll do a value of Y. The text field is the English text explanation there of yes. Click on the green plus for the next value, N, and no. And click on the green plus for the last value. And now you have all of these values entered in here, and this will be as it is in the data. So if the values do not match what you've already inputted in here, they will not upload. Or if you're doing the individual data entry, these are the only values that you will be able to select and append to the data itself. So with all of this information entered in, we can go ahead and click the blue diskette to save the changes. And now we have that as an additional data point on our data point list over here on the side. Now these data points can be appended on projects that you assign the data points to. And we'll cover that as well as the individual data entry in a later segment. And that concludes the segment on data points.